Hi, my name is Jack Edery. I've been the city councillor for Hampstead for the last 16 years, and in that time I've been the head of the finance portfolio, dealing with the budget and managing all financial aspects of the town. The question that I was posed is what my goals are for the next 4 years. My goals for the next 4 years are a continuation of the kind of work that I did for the last 16 years. So the last 16 years, as a Hampstead finance portfolio head, I engineered the portfolio, I engineered the budget such that when we started we had about $15 million in debt, and we brought that down, or I brought that down to the point where in a year and a half from now we're going to be at zero debt. So it's the only municipality on the island of Montreal that has zero debt. At the same time, we started off 16 years ago with zero capital budget. I built that capital budget up to 1.8 million. I'm looking to bring it up to 2 million so that we don't need to borrow going forward. What does this mean practically? Practically, it means that we will be saving about $650,000 a year in principal and interest payments, which we can use for servicing. Instead of servicing debt, we can service the residents. I put together a task force 3 years ago to deal with the lead in our drinking water problem. That's a North America-wide problem. I put together the team, I led the team, I asked them what resources they needed. We got those resources, I got them those resources. I managed that team every single week for 3 years. We tested every single household. We cleaned, or we excavated where there was lead. We replaced every single pipe where there was lead. And now we are the only island-wide city that can say its drinking water is lead-free. And one of the things that Jeremy Levi said in one of the last meetings that we had, public meetings that we had, was that the most important thing that we had done this mandate was the cleaning up of the lead. I agree with him, and it happened because I sat there, I ran the team, and we did that. So what do I want to do for the next 4 years? I want to continue doing the same thing. I want to work on projects. I want to work on security for Hampstead. So 50 camera a year rollout. We've already built that into the budget. Securing Hampstead Park with bollards and concrete so that next time we have a shook or a Shabbat under the stars, that there's no chance for that to be attacked or rammed. And I want to get back to business. I want to get back to dealing with the business of the town. And the way I want to do that is by being a hands-on managing type person, as opposed to a CEO type that just kind of delegates the job to staff. And so 4 years ago, I created the Hampstead Community Dialogue page. There's 1,600 residents on that site, and anybody who's on that site knows that I'm on it every day. I respond to questions every day, and I fix problems every day. And that's what I've been doing for the last 4 years. That's what I've been doing for the last 16 years. As a councillor, as a mayor, I can do the same, but more effectively. The question that's being asked is how we can prod Montreal to allow us to fix Ellerdale Road. We don't need the permission of Montreal to fix Ellerdale Road. Ellerdale Road is in a horrible state, and the reason it's in a horrible state is because there's a water pipe that belongs to Montreal that's under Ellerdale Road, which is about 90 years old and is in poor shape. Recently, we got word from Montreal that the pipe is in adequate shape. So the plan to deal with Ellerdale Road, and I've already met with our Public Works Director, is the following. We can do Ellerdale Road. We have the resources to do Ellerdale Road, but we need to do it in a safe and smart way. And the way we're going to do that is to have somebody from Montreal who will be there on site while the work is being done, who has control over closing off the water at Ellerdale Road. so that if there's a break, that it doesn't flood half the town. So we need to have that as a person on site, not somebody who we can call and who arrives an hour later, but the person has to be on site. The second aspect of doing Ellerdale Road safely is to have the engineering firm guarantee us that they can do Ellerdale Road without breaking the pipe. And they need to be on site at all times while the work is being done. We don't want the engineering firm to say, well, I gave instructions to the contractor, but the contractor broke it. So if we have Montreal on site the entire time to be able to shut off the water if there's a break, and we have the engineering firm guarantee us that they can do it without breaking the pipe, and they're on site managing moment by moment, day by day, the work of the contractor, then we can do it. We have the resources to do it, and if we do it smart, we can do it safely. And another thing about Ellerdale Road, the vast majority of the traffic that passes through Ellerdale Road is through traffic. It's not Hampstead traffic. So what I would consider doing is decreasing the traffic on Ellerdale Road, maybe turning it into a one-way street, maybe shortening or making it less wide, so that we have less huge through traffic from Montreal through Ellerdale Road. We don't want to turn Hampstead into an overpass, essentially. The third question I'm asked here now is whether or not I will keep the Israeli flag flying at Town Hall. So just to be clear, I'm an Orthodox Jew, I'm a proud Zionist, and I'm not going to apologize for that. At the same time, I'm not running to be the foreign minister of some country. I'm running to be the mayor of Hampstead. And we have a large Jewish population in Hampstead, but at the same time, we have a large non-Jewish population in Hampstead, and we have a diverse population. And my job is to protect and to represent every single resident in Hampstead. As far as the flag is concerned, we put the flag up, or I was supportive of putting the flag up because of solidarity for the hostages. And over the last 2 years, every single Sunday, I've marched with the group out of Hampstead Park from where one of the flags is, and we marched and we demanded that the hostages should be freed. We did that in the summer, we did that in the winter, we did it when it was raining, we did it when it was too hot, and we did it when it was too cold. And last week, we did it again, but this time we did it differently. This time, because the hostages were released, we brought champagne, or I brought champagne, we had pizza, we danced, we did horas, and now I will very gladly, and not under pressure, but as a thank you to Hashem, I'll take down the flag and say, our hostages are back, thank you, and we will continue to fight for the release of the bodies of the hostages who were essentially murdered and who have not yet been released. But the Jewish experience is a little bit schizophrenic. The Jewish experience is like Yom HaTzmaut leads, Yom HaZikaron leads to Yom HaTzmaut. We cry and we laugh, and we do that almost simultaneously. So we had a moment of silence for the hostages that did not come back, and then we had a celebration for the hostages that did come back. So as far as the flag is concerned, I'm glad, I'm relieved, I'm thankful to Hashem that we can take it down now. The question I get is, why am I running for the mayorship of Hampstead? I've been on council for 16 years. People say you've done a great job, you've been in charge of finance, you've brought the debt down to zero. Why run for mayor now? I think the answer is simple. I've worked with Jeremy Levi for the last 4 years, and I've worked with Bill Steinberg for 12 years before that. I can say that right now there's a lot of misinformation, a lot of slanderous kind of statements coming out from Bill saying that all of council and the mayor, that we're all corrupt. And I think that's really below him, and I think most people see through that. And I think it's just a kind of a sad reality of what he's become. So I'm not going to go beyond that because I'm really trying not to say bad things about other people in this campaign. I want to build bridges. With regards to Jeremy Levi, I have nothing bad to say about him. He is a fine, honest individual. Where we differ is he sees the job as one of a CEO where you delegate the work to somebody else, where you delegate the work to staff. I see the work, and how I've always done it is I roll up my sleeves and I work with staff and I motivate staff and I create a sense of unity with staff and we get the job done. I've done that with the budget. I've done that with reorganization of public works. I've done that with cleaning out the lead. And if you're looking for conflicts, I'm not the person. If you're looking for somebody who can unite the municipality, who can build bridges with other levels of government, and who is just a sane manager, I'm your vote.